What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a month or two since our last long form video has been posted to you guys, but that is for a very good reason. Kyle and his wife have just become first time parents to a little girl, and as you guys know, I have two boys and we just added a third little boy to the mix, which means Kyle and I don't have a whole lot of time to work on the truck, make content, edit it, and post it to you guys here on YouTube, which leads us to today's video. As you guys know, I like to make my videos in episodes from start to finish of tasks that we are doing. I want you guys to see the full process to its completion. Well, in today's episode, it's going to be a compilation of all the content Kyle and I have made in the past couple months. Some projects are going to be complete from start to finish, some are going to be nearly complete, and some are going to be tasks that we just started that we're in the middle of. After today's episode, we'll go back to that regular schedule of episodes to where you guys see start to finish what we're doing and how we do it. So thank you so much for the patience. We hope you guys appreciate, I don't care if you guys appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoy the video and the episode. We appreciate you guys watching, and let's get to work. Now that I'm officially brain dead from working with all the wiring harnesses inside the cab, I'm gonna switch it up this morning and do something very basic and very simple. I'm going to debadge the truck, get rid of all the excess wiring harnesses in and out of the truck, as well as get rid of this rear window. I really want to remove it because A, it adds a lot of weight to the cab, so when we move it for body and paint, it'll reduce the weight and overall maneuverability of the cab, as well as I want to see what is underneath all of that seal. In the front, if you guys can remember, above the windshield we have a lot of rust we have to repair when the time comes to do body work on the truck. I want to see how bad it is. I want to get rid of it, like I said, to reduce weight, and I want to see the overall condition of the sheet metal that's underneath that seal to see if we have a bigger issue when that time comes. I'm going to give you guys a short and quick little walk around of the truck so you guys know exactly what I was referring to when I said I need to debadge, get rid of extra wiring harnesses. Obviously that's kind of self-explanatory, but starting at the back of the cab, besides the rear window, we have a dome light in the back of the cab. It's right up there. And this wiring harness right here. Now I kept this intact because I didn't know if we were going to use this in order to run and splice it into the 6.7 Power Stroke wiring harness. Turns out the 6.7 Power Stroke has one right here that goes to the back of the dome light in the donor truck, so we will just use this. There's no sense in splicing it. We have so much extra space to get it up through the cab and to the roof of the truck, so I will get rid of that guy. Debadging wise, obviously this guy. On each hood cowl there is the F750 and the iconic Crew Cab. I'm going to buy one of these and build aluminum. This is just like a plasticky thing, and then I don't know if I'm actually going to keep this on there or not, mainly because I don't really care. Obviously it's going to be a bigger than an F-250 350, and I kind of like a really nice clean look when it comes to a truck finish, so kind of getting rid of everything. I really like that look. I know that debadging your truck removes like 15 to 20 horsepower, but I think I'll make up the horsepower with rock lights. So if I ever put rock lights in it, I will gain that 15 to 20. I might even gain, 25 horsepower with it, so we will have to see. So those are coming off. Obviously this guy, we already know we have a wiring harness and plug to it, so we just need to figure out how we need to adapt that and incorporate it into there. But that'll kind of be a final assembly type of thing. We need to remove this because A, I want to check for cracks. They look like they're in really good shape, really good condition. There's no real scratching on anything. Now remember, this was a farm truck that had been sitting for God knows how long, so I want to tear them apart. I want to see that all the internals are good. If there's any cracking or if it's broken when I tear it apart, obviously I want to get a replacement or an aftermarket one, but if I can keep these factory ones, I'm going to do that. Moving over here, we obviously have another one. Now I've been torn on if we keep these or not. I feel like they make the truck look very boxy and wide. I almost think that they look like almost Volkswagen Bug Beetle headlights because they kind of stick out. I don't know. This might be something that we get rid of. It might be something that we keep. You guys will have to let us know in the comments if we should keep these or not. I like how cool they look ish. I just don't know if I like the way they look on this truck. But that does cause an issue, because if we're going to keep these, then so be it. But if we're going to remove them, I need to know that, because there's obviously a hole right here for the wiring harness. We need to plug that, do some body work on it, and make it smooth. So that'll have to be a decision that we make relatively soon. But overall, I like the shape of them. Secondly, well, not secondly, I already mentioned this. We got to get rid of this side, these badges. I want to get rid of this guy right here, because I don't exactly know where this is going to end up. So again, that causes an issue. If it doesn't go on the hood, we need to fill that hole and do some body work on that. And then lastly, I'm going to try to squeeze up there. Hopefully I can get up there and not tilt the cab. All right, lastly, we have all of these guys that I need to pull out. They also have those plugs on each side for the screws. They look like just tiny, tiny little rivets, but I want to say they're plastic, maybe I'm wrong. And then there's also another antenna right there. So I need to get rid of all of those, because we will have new old stock that I purchased off of eBay. God, they were expensive, but I think they'll look awesome having new old stock, and we'll just replace them as we go when we do a final assembly. But while we're up here, there's one very nice thing that I like. A lot of these hoods tin can like crazy. They get super warped, super wavy. Also, I mean, just the longevity of them, because they're so old. I mean, this is what, 40, 50-year-old truck. Going through hailstorms, windstorms, branches falling on them, getting hit by rocks, whatever, things just falling on top of them. Usually these hoods, or not hoods, but the roofs of these cabs, they're annihilated. They're ugly, they are pitted everywhere, they are dented and dinged. This one is in very good condition. I know it's dusty, so that might distort what you guys are seeing, but I'm gonna try to get low enough to where you guys can see what I'm seeing. There's not a whole lot going on anywhere. Obviously by that, by this light, it's a little, not dinged up, but maybe a little rusty. We'll have to replace that. And then, like I told you guys earlier, this guy's all gonna have to be replaced. We're not doing that today, because that'll be for body and paint. But overall, there's just a couple dings. There's one right there. But I'm happy with the overall condition of it, and we can kind of move on from that and not have a ton of time and work on that. So now that I'm down here, I know it was just awkward silence for a couple seconds. One thing I might look into is supports through the top, so that way the roof doesn't sag. There's companies that make them. They are very expensive, so that might be something Kyle and I fabricate ourselves and worry about ourselves, because why pay $800, $1,000 for a couple of things of sheet metal and just a little archway in order for those to be supported. And I think that's pretty much it. So that's just the start of today. It's not going to take me a whole lot of time to debadge everything. I've been rambling on for a while, but there's just a lot of little knick-knacky things I want to get rid of, so that way the whole cab is nice and cleaned off and ready to rock and roll. Just what you want, a nice broken off bolt. In my intro, I wanted to talk about if these were in good shape or not, if anything had gotten into them. If you check these bad boys out, these things are impeccable. There's no corrosion, there's no water damage, there's nothing. These are in perfect functioning condition. There's a little bit of tiny corrosion right there on that solder and on this piece right here. But besides that, the plastic isn't damaged. There isn't any water damage. Even the bulbs look like they're in pretty good condition. And like, look how clean that plastic looks. Boom, onto the other side. I guess I'll show you guys the lenses while I'm here as well. Lenses look like they're in pretty good condition. That guy's cracked, but there is no real scratches that I can see. Obviously there's scratches, but I'm pretty sure you can buff a lot of this stuff out. There's nothing really deep. Insides, obviously this is gonna be all damaged just because it's an older truck, but this guy, the front side, really nice condition. You would think that the front side would at least be damaged because obviously that's what gets hit the most, whether it's rocks, whether it's anything from the road, it's debris, it's branches, but this one almost looks better than the backside one. There's no corners being cracked, nothing. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna keep these or not, but I'm gonna keep them regardless for another F750 project that I have. So, because we're using lighting in here and not natural light, usually we have the garage door open so we have natural light while we record, but since it's winter and it's freezing cold outside, we don't. But since we use extra forms of lighting, when I have my hat forward in my bill, you can't ever see me like when I'm talking. So, I'm sorry for having my hat backwards. I don't have a string, but we'll use this guy. Pretty quick and easy. You just heat it up. And then usually if you have like dental floss or a piece of string, I do know a lot of guys that fish, they'll use like fishing line because it's has a lot of tensile strength and you won't snap it. But I'm thinking, yeah, that's, this is just really thick, so I'm hoping it worked. Oh yeah. There's gonna be 2 bolt holes, I think, or not holes, but centering points. Woo, that's warm. Boom. This is just casting aluminum. Like I said, I'm gonna get billet aluminum just because I think it looks nicer. It's more durable. I don't know if I'm actually gonna keep the F750. Having an F750 Crew Cab is pretty uncommon, but I don't necessarily think I need it for people to know that it's a big truck. So same thing, you should have 2 pilot holes. I don't know if you will. Whew, that is toasty. This doesn't have to be done, but I'm here, so I have a little buffering pad that I'm just going to get all the excess crap off. Obviously this will all be stripped down to bare metal to do some bodying work and paint and things like that, but Right now I just wanted to get off the extra little 3M or whatever they have for that. This just shows you guys how tall this truck is. I'm 6'8". I'm kidding, but so close. Close this guy on up. These guys just want to pop off anyways. I don't know if these will have any adhesive on. Obviously, it doesn't seem like there's adhesive under that guy. But it might be like the side emblems where it does have adhesive. Feels like it. It's funny, the F over there is actually just completely missing. So the previous owner made it out of like super thin metal, almost like tin. And at Hot August Nights this summer, I was looking at every single booth at the swamp meet and could not find the letter F to complete my Ford. So I know a guy that does stuff for billet aluminum. I might have him make these. And hopefully that'll work. If not, I might just get rid of all of them because you'll probably know what kind of truck this is. Nothing like some farmer ingenuity right here. I don't know if you guys can see this. All right, time for an update. Really quick. Got everything in terms of badges off the truck. Obviously in my earlier video you guys saw everything we need to remove, so the badges right there on the hood cowl, the lights, got all of the lettering off the hood, another light, more badges. In the back side I did remove the rear window. That came out pretty quick, got rid of the dome light, and then I will try to show you guys up top where I got rid of all of the lights up top. They're out up there. Also, I wanted to do a little bit of an update on the grill. We have been recording this, so I will have a full video of Kyle doing this, but just kind of casual updates. Kyle finished capping off the tops on each side. He had previously done the 3 in the middle. These top ones are a little bit different of an angle just because of the way the grill works, so he had to do a little R&D on those ones and got those all welded out. He's now welding underneath the side, and then we'll grind those out again. But that's a little bit of an update on the grill. Got anything, Kyle?
Yeah, we're gonna make this different idea.
Oh yeah, the bottoms. We were thinking originally just following what we were doing beforehand on the other 4 and then following it down to the bottom one. Kyle's gonna go a little different route. He's got a better game plan. I just tossed those on because I thought that's what we were gonna do.
We don't know if it's better yet. We got a different game. You can kind of see how these ones are gonna work, but I'm worried if we weld it and went with this idea that between the 2 sides, this side's in particular, it's more chopped up. I don't know if it'll look the same with how it's, because this was a hard piece to work with because this one was smashed in, so we kind of beat it back out where it was kind of at. So I just don't think it's gonna look as clean. So my idea is from the donor grill is to cut this section on the top on that one and use one piece, a single piece down here on this end to see if we can clean it up to look a little bit better. But
I think it'll work out probably a little bit better than this. This has huge gaps and we don't really have any more material to fill those, so there'd be huge welding spaces for Kyle to fill. But that's our grill update for now. Like I said, we'll have a full video on it and you guys will see Kyle go from start to finish welding it out and things like that. Get it, your Wrangler.